Just when you thought that the Raiders were down and now we were going to go 0-2, nah. We come right back and we get that W. We head over to Baltimore on the road and we get a W. When nobody thought that we would go over there and get that W, we went out there and took what was ours. And that's just winning, baby. Man, oh man, I'm really excited in the way our team played today. We were the underdogs coming into this game, and rightfully so. But like I said last week, I know a lot of Raider fans were emotional. A lot of Raider fans were saying, you know what, it's over. This season is done for AP. Let's fire AP. Or some people were saying, yo, let's put AOC in there. Gardner Minshew's trash. Now I know Gardner Minshew didn't really pop off, but I can say one thing is that he did his job, as well as the rest of this team. The Raiders are now 1-1 coming into the home opener here in Las Vegas, which is great because there's going to be a lot of Raider fans coming over here to Las Vegas for the home opener with a lot of hope, a lot of high expectations. Well, maybe don't keep your expectations too high, but I know for a fact the vibes are going to be here, and I know Carolina, easy looking matchup. Knock on wood, I'm not going to say anything else, but our Raiders handle business today against the Baltimore Ravens.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Because you're not feeling Uzi.
Like I said before, there was a lot of doubt, there was a lot of talk, a lot of media, a lot of content creators as well talking about this team and how, you know, not a lot of people were believing in this team. Heck, there was even a live hot mic during the presser this week where there was some reporters, we don't know who, basically saying that the Raiders, Gardner Minshew, gonna get cooked by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Unless Gardner really kicks ass, I think he's gonna get his ass kicked. I'm not a his ass kicked by Baltimore.
And what do? We go out there and we do our job. And it's not the fact that we came away with the W, but the way we came away with that W. Because starting this game, our offense picked up right where they left off last week. Shitty. We struggled last week and we struggled in the beginning of this game, and it just had me thinking like, yo, Luke Getsy, I don't think he gets the offense, because the way we've been playing, it wasn't looking good up until that point. There was a lot of dump off passes here and there, not to mention the offensive line did not help as well. And that's one thing that I seen and noticed last week going into this week, is that our offensive line, I don't know what it is, but they just have been playing horrible. We can't even get the running game going, let alone the passing game. And when we do get some time in the pocket, all we were doing is doing those little dump off plays. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? This ain't gonna go anywhere. And there was a lot of 3 and outs out there. We got to see AJ Cole in the beginning of this game multiple times. I would say he was our offensive player of the game in the first half. But I would say that the reason why we were in this game for the most part is because of our defense. Man, I don't know when we were blessed with a defense. Well, I do know when we got blessed. We got blessed last year. But the fact that we have almost an elite defense is mind-boggling. Like, just to hear that the Raiders have a great defense is crazy to hear, especially after the last couple of years. But the fact that our defense held it down against the Baltimore Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens didn't really do much in the first half. But one thing's for sure, if the offense wasn't going to pick up in the second half, there was no way we were going to come out of this game with the W. Now, another thing that I noticed in the first half that really had me thinking was the fact that when Gardner Minshew threw his interception, which obviously a lot of fans could be mad about that. A lot of people are like, oh, what the hell again? But one thing I love seeing was the fact that Max Crosby went up to Gardner Minshew, had a little pep talk with him, and told him that everything was going to be okay, basically hyping him up, letting him know, yo, don't let that get to you. Let's keep moving on. The defense went out there and took care of them. Like I said, for the whole first half, we kept this game close and gave the offense just enough time to kind of get things going. But that just shows you that AP really has these players bought in. Max Crosby, Devontae Adams, when we needed our superheroes to go out there and get the job done and go and put their team on their back, they went out there and did that. Max Crosby did that throughout this whole game. And we're going to talk about him in just a little bit. But him, Devontae Adams, they really help this team get that W at the end of the day. Now, coming out of the half, the offense started to pick things up. I felt like we were opening up the playbook just a little bit more. We kind of came away from the running game and started throwing the ball a little bit more. And that's where I felt like our offense was starting to open up. And I felt like our offense was doing a much better job. Not only that, the offensive line was also giving Gardner Minshew a little bit of time. And then we kind of seen Gardner Minshew, move around with his legs. Now, I'm not going to say he's mobile like he's a Lamar Jackson, but he was stepping up in the pocket. He was rolling out when he was trying to find somebody, and he made some plays down the field. And one player that I would say that really showed out today, outside of Devontae Adams, was our rookie tight end, Brock Bowers. Brock, my goodness. I know a lot of fans, including me, was not excited about having another tight end, especially in the first round of the NFL draft. But man, is this dude a weapon for this offense, especially for years to come. He's like another wide receiver in a tight end body. There was so many great catches, so many contested catches that Brock Bowers made in this game that helped us keep drives alive. And even that one play where he almost got a touchdown, this dude tracked down Gardner Minshew's eyes, ran, got the ball, and tried to fight for that first down, which led to a Alexander Madison touchdown. Shout out to Alexander Madison. My boy is been doing his thing, man, at least getting into the end zone. But Brock Bowers is that security blanket that you need for a quarterback. It's just kind of funny how spoiled we are right now, having two great tight ends, you know, for Gardner Minshew and Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers. But it's crazy that he's stepped into, I would say, our tight end one position right now, especially for a rookie, how great he's been playing. In this game alone, he had 9 receptions for about 98 yards, I believe so. But I just read a stat that he broke the record for the most receptions or receiving yards in the first 2 games for a tight end, which was 12 receptions for 125 yards. Now that's crazy. And he's only getting started. He's a young player, but he started opening up the game. He started helping Gardner Minshew out here and there. And then you add that along to what you have in Davante Adams. Like I said, Davante Adams stepped up in a huge way in this game. The first half wasn't really going too well, but that connection, that chemistry between Gardner Minshew and Davante Adams started flourishing in the second half. And oh my goodness. Like I said, we're blessed to have great weapons like this. I don't even know when this was, but that catch that my boy Davante Adams had, you know, that little toe tap going out of bounds with Gardner Minshew kind of running out the pocket and finding Davante Adams on the sideline. Ooh, what? My neck and my back. My boy Davante Adams was looking like a smooth criminal out there. It's kind of ironic though that he was over there having that little Michael Jackson moment while his former quarterback was having a Michael Jackson moment over there in New Orleans. But, you know, that's besides the point. Davante freaking Adams did his thing today, had 9 receptions for 110 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, putting this team on his back, especially when they needed him most. Now, he did have that touchdown later on in the game to tie this ball game up. And what a beautifully drawn play, faking the run and finding Davante Adams in the end zone. Now, I know Davante Adams had 2 crucial drops in this game where Gardner Minshew, you know, put it in Davante's hands and he just dropped the ball. Not really Davante-like, but he made up for it later in the game when he was out there catching balls left and right. Now, obviously, I can't give all the credit to the offensive side of the ball because this win would not be possible without our defense. Raider Nation, we got ourselves an elite defense. I can easily say that we have an elite defense. Man, what a time to be alive, man. I know it's just 2 games of the season, but our defense did good enough for us last week to win the game against the LA Chargers. Obviously, we weren't able to do that. But this week against the Baltimore Ravens, our defense was all over the field. They were giving Derrick Henry and even Lamar Jackson a tough time. Now, they did get their, their love here and there throughout the game. But for the most part, our defense was able to contain the Ravens offense. And Lamar Jackson, you guys already know, is an electric quarterback and could get a lot of things done. But we were able to get to him multiple times in this game. Max freaking Crosby, like I said, putting this team on his back. This dude is a dog. There's nothing else to say about throw the defensive player of the year on him. It's just crazy to know that we have a player like Max Crosby on our team doing the things that he's been doing, being the leader that he is, going out there, setting the tone, even talking to our quarterback, talking to his teammates, going out there, putting everything out there on the line for us to go out and get a win. Christian Wilkins was all over the place as well. We were stopping the run for the most part. We were containing players. Robert Spillane even got an interception in this game. Max Crosby had 2 sacks in this game. Everybody on the defensive side as a collective was doing their job, and that's what you love to see. And also when it was time to call on the defense to end this game, we did that. Even after we kicked the field goal to go up 26-23 with only a couple of seconds left on the clock, anything can happen. But we needed our defense to step up in a big way, and that's what they did. Now, I know I kind of sound like a broken record. I don't know how many times I said that in the video. I'll probably hear it after I edit. But Jack motherfucking Jones, I would say, had the biggest play of the game. Lamar Jackson steps up, finds Isaiah Likely, and you see Jack Jones just fine out there, smacking old dude, knocking the ball out of his hands, because that could have been a big play for the Ravens to go downfield and at least kick a field goal to tie the game up. But we have that huge stop, and we're able to contain him on that last play, and the Raiders walk away 26-23, 1-1, going into our home opener with all the momentum on our side, man, this is the type of game that you want to win. And this is the type of game that gets a lot of Raider Nation hyped up, because these are the type of games that a lot of people expect us to lose, but we go out there and prove them wrong. It's us against the world, and I'm excited about this team moving on. Gardner Minshew Mania. We got to see a little bit of that in the second half of the game. He started picking things up, man. So shout out to Gardner Minshew. Like I said, he's not the elite quarterback that we all want him to be, but if he goes out there and does his job and make all the right plays, then that's what you want from him. We're only getting started. There's a lot of meat on the bone, like Antonio Pierce said in his presser, for this team to really get into their own. We have a long season ahead of us, and I don't think that the NFL has seen us at our full form. And we got a really favorable matchup coming up this next coming week against the Carolina Panthers, so we need to keep that same momentum. We need to put our foot on the gas pedal and keep this momentum going. I'm really excited about it, man. So with all that being said, Raider Nation, man, I know I've been yapping this whole time. How do you guys feel about this game? Are you guys having a little bit of hope in this team moving forward? Is there still some things that you are worried about? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Until the next one, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boys, yeah.